Hi, this is Rabbi Aharon Dobinsky coming to you today from the Chut Shel Chesed Yeshiva in the holy city of Yerushalayim, under the direction of our beloved teacher and spiritual guide, Shalom Arush. May God bless him always. Today I want to talk to you about getting answers to your questions. Because the question I get most often is, how come, Rabbi, they do not answer my questions? Why does God not say to me, this is the answer to your question? Why does he not tell us this? I'm going to tell you the answer to that question in just a moment, but you do get answers, even though you don't see it. Over the last couple of weeks, we've talked about different types of davening. Prescribed prayers, 3 times a day, Shacharis, Mincha, Mariv. We talked about Hitbodedut. And we have to bring to point at this time why they are so similar. Both of them begin with gratitude, thanking Hashem for all that he gives us, being grateful, letting him know that we appreciate him and that we appreciate all that he gives to us every day. Both have a place in them where they ask for teshuvah. They ask us to reassess ourselves, to do an agonizing appraisal of our life as it is, and see, are we truly living up to what we should be living up to? And they also, both of them, give us the opportunity to ask questions, to make requests, to ask for the answers to things we cannot figure out on our own. And quite frankly, Hashem does that a lot. A lot of the times he leads to a place of confusion, a place that's uncomfortable, because he knows it's the only way to get you to ask the questions that you need to ask and that you need the answers to. Now, these having been said, I'm going to talk to you today about how do you get the answers to your questions. Well, those of you who are parents and have children, you understand the best way to teach a child is by example. You show the child what is right, the child does it, you correct anything that is wrong, and you move on in the education process. Well, it tells us in Torah that we are made b'tzelem Elokim. We are made in the image of Hashem. So if we're made in the image of Hashem, that method of teaching must come from him. So let's roll on this for just a moment and see where it takes us. Let's see how important it is to learn from the way Hashem asks questions and gives answers. Let's go back to the very beginning of Torah. Adam and Eve both ate from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. They were not supposed to eat from this tree. So it says Hashem was walking in the garden, allegorical, of course. He does not walk in the garden. And he said, "Where are you?" Now, you're talking about the one who created the universe. Do you seriously believe he didn't know where they were physically? Well, of course he knew where they were. He knew exactly where they were. He wasn't asking about physical. He wasn't even asking about the other things that we're going to talk about right now. What he was asking about, where are you now spiritually? Where are you now mentally? Where is your thinking now that you know you've done something wrong and I've caught you at it? And believe me, he knew the answers to those questions too. He did not ask the questions to get an answer back. He asked the questions so that Adam and Chava could think, where were they at this point? So they could know where they were standing at this point. This is the first time he does this. It's not the last time he does this. The next time comes up very soon thereafter. When Cain killed Abel, Hashem says to him, "Where is your brother?" Again. Do you suppose the creator of the universe does not know where his brother is? Of course he knows where his brother is. He's dead and he's buried in the ground. And he even tells him, "Your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground." He didn't want to know where was Cain at that moment. Where was his brother? He knew where his brother was. He had killed him. But consider a couple things before we get too judgmental of Cain. This is back in the beginning. There was no death yet. Nobody was killing animals to eat them. No humans had died. Perhaps he only hit him because he was upset with him. He didn't know that it would be the end of his brother's life. And when he found out, it scared him. It made him afraid to go out. He even asked Hashem for some type of protection as he went out into the world. He knew that. So he was asking him, "Where's your brother?" Not as a question as to where he was, but what have you done with him? What have you done? You want to hit him. You want to be upset with him. You want to be angry with him. And you've put him out of the world forever. To put it into his mind, this is what happens when you do something like this. We are very much the same. We need to know, where is our mind? What are we doing? When Hashem, we talked about this last week, about when you do his bodhidus and you ask for something. And I told you my story, how I got to the point where I was in such great pain. I asked Hashem, I said, I'll do anything. I will do anything. I'll do whatever you want me to do. I'll stop doing whatever you want me to stop doing. This is not what he wanted to hear yet. Then I said what he wanted to hear. I'll do anything you want to make this pain go away. The word pain connected to the word pain that Rob Brody had given me. He told me it would be painful if I didn't do it. I now did it. My life has turned around. I have a happy life, a fulfilling life, a joyous life. You can have the same thing. But it didn't happen. It took almost 2 years before I could get to the point where I could ask the right question. Many times I find that people who ask questions are not asking questions. They're asking for validation. They ask a question saying, hoping that I will say to them, you're absolutely right. You should do this. They say to me, I don't need to pray every day, Rabbi, because Hashem knows what's in my heart. Isn't that good enough? Come on, you know that's not good enough. Now, because as we talked about before, the heart is a liar. It's not what's in your heart, it's your actions. It's your actions. It's your thoughts and actions who make you what you are. And that's what Hashem wants to see when you're asking questions. Where are you now? Where's your mind? Where's your heart? Where are you spiritually? Can you accept the answer I'm going to give you? Because most people, when they ask a question, have an answer already in mind. And when that doesn't come up, they figure they're getting the wrong answer. The other thing is, when you're speaking in Bodhidut and you ask a question, Hashem, do what you would do to anybody else you would ask a question to. Give him the chance to answer you. Most people think an hour of Bodhidut means you start talking and you don't stop moving your lips for a full hour. You can pause, to reflect, to gain insight, to get an answer. But to get that answer, your mind has to be in the right place. Your spiritual system has to be in the right place. You have to be able to accept the answer that Hashem is giving you. Sometimes the answer he gives you is simply no. Sometimes the answer is not yet. Sometimes the answer is, I have something better in mind. And when I see that you're ready to accept what I'm ready to give you, I'm going to give you the answer, like he gave it to me. My answer was, come to Israel. I did. It changed my whole life. The answers Hashem will give to you will also change your own lives. Make sure that your mind is in the right place. Make sure that your thinking is where it needs to be, and that you are receptive to whatever type of an answer he's going to give you, because the answer he gives you is going to be what's best for you. Why? Because Hashem is your Father. He loves you. He loves us all. He wants what's best for us. And he's going to give us that if we will just get ourselves right before asking the question and make ourselves receptive when we are answering the question. That having been said, everybody have a great day today, a great week ahead. Be well, my friends. God bless, and we'll talk again next week. All the best.